This isn't just a story. This is my story. And yeah, it's real. Welcome to Hidden Whisper. I wasn't born into a loving family. I was born into a house where being a girl was a disappointment. The day I was born, no one smiled. My grandma looked at me and literally turned her face away. She said, "Another girl, what a waste." Yeah, that's how my story started. Then my younger brother was born. And suddenly, everything changed. The same house that felt cold and silent for me turned into a celebration. Lights, music, sweets, happiness, but not for me. I remember standing in a corner, watching them celebrate him, while I quietly asked myself, why not me? Growing up, it was always the same. My brother got everything: better clothes, better school, more love. And me, I got ignored. I heard things like, "Don't dream too big. You're just a girl. You'll leave this house anyway." At first, it hurt a lot. Elle cried, silently so no one would hear. Night after night, I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. It was like I was living in a house that never felt like home. But slowly, something inside me started to change. I stopped expecting love from them. I stopped waiting for someone to notice me. I realized that if I kept depending on them, I would always feel empty. So I became quiet. Not weak, just quiet. I started focusing on myself, on my thoughts, on my future. I didn't say much anymore, but inside, I was building something stronger than before. That's when I decided, I won't stay like this forever. That's when I decided, I won't stay like this forever. If no one believed in me, I would believe in myself. If no one supported me, I would become my own support. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I also knew I had no other choice. School slowly became my escape. It was the only place where I felt like I could breathe. I started putting all my energy into studying, not because I loved it, but because I saw it as my only way out. While others were laughing and enjoying their time, I was sitting with my books, trying to build a future piece by piece. Every late night, every small effort, it all started adding up. And somewhere along the way, I stopped feeling weak. For the first time, I felt like I had control over something in my life. My past didn't define me anymore. My choices did. Every time I picked up a book, it felt like I was getting one step closer to a different life. There were still days when the pain came back. Days when I felt tired, when I questioned everything, but I didn't stop, because deep inside, I knew this was my only way out. I wasn't doing it for them anymore. I was doing it for myself. And slowly, things started changing. My teachers began noticing how hard I worked. People who never talked to me before suddenly knew my name. For the first time in my life, I felt seen. Every small achievement gave me more confidence. It felt strange at first, like I was finally becoming the person I was always meant to be. But at home, nothing changed. The same cold silence, the same feeling of being unwanted. And honestly, that hurt the most, because no matter how much I achieved, it still felt like it would never be enough for them. That's when I realized something important. I couldn't spend my whole life trying to earn love from people who had already decided not to give it. So instead of chasing their approval, I started chasing my future. I stopped explaining myself. I stopped hoping they would suddenly change. All my focus went into building a life where I would never feel powerless again. Late nights became normal for me. While everyone else was asleep, I was awake, studying, planning, dreaming about a better life. Sometimes I felt exhausted, but every time I thought about giving up, I remembered all the times I was made to feel small, and that pain pushed me forward. Little by little, I became stronger. Not louder, not colder, just stronger inside. Elle began to understand that strength doesn't always look powerful on the outside. Sometimes, it's waking up every day and continuing even when nobody believes in you. Months passed, and my hard work finally started paying off. My grades improved, teachers appreciated me, and opportunities slowly began appearing in front of me. It felt like the world was finally opening doors that had always been closed for me. And for the first time, I allowed myself to dream bigger, not just about escaping that house, but about becoming someone completely different from the girl who once cried herself to sleep every night. I wanted to become someone who never had to beg for love or respect again. That dream became my motivation. Every insult, every moment of silence, every tear I hid, I turned all of it into fuel. Instead of letting the pain destroy me, I used it to build myself. And slowly, the girl who once felt invisible started becoming impossible to ignore. Years later, all the hard work finally paid off. I earned a scholarship to one of the best universities. The day I received the acceptance letter, my hands were shaking. Not because I was scared, but because for the first time, I saw a real future waiting for me. The day I left home for college, nobody stopped me, nobody hugged me, nobody said they were proud of me. But this time, I didn't cry, because deep inside, I knew I was finally leaving behind the life that had broken me for so many years. College changed everything. For the first time in my life, I felt free. No one judged me for being a girl. No one made me feel small. People respected me for my mind, my hard work, and my determination. I worked harder than ever before. I took every opportunity seriously. Every class, every late night, every challenge. I gave it everything I had. Years passed, and slowly my life transformed. I became successful, independent, strong. The same girl who once felt unwanted was now building a life people admired. And one day, I went back home. The same house, the same walls, the same people. But this time, everything felt different, because I was no longer the girl they ignored. When my father opened the door and saw me standing there, he froze for a moment. It was almost like he didn't recognize me anymore. Inside the house, things had changed. The happiness they once had was gone. Problems had replaced the laughter. My brother, the one who had always been treated like he was more important than me, had wasted every opportunity he was given. And me. I had built everything from nothing. For the first time in my life, they looked at me with respect. My father spoke softly and admitted they had made mistakes. It wasn't a perfect apology. It didn't erase the pain. But hearing those words, after all those years, felt unreal. And in that moment, I realized something important. Real revenge isn't about hurting people. It's about becoming so successful, so strong, and so happy that the people who once doubted you are forced to see your worth. I didn't scream. I didn't argue. I didn't remind them of every painful memory. I just smiled, because I had already won. I helped them, not because they deserved it, but because I refused to let the pain turn me into a cruel person. But one thing had changed forever. They no longer had power over me. Their words didn't define me anymore. And that was my revenge. If you're listening to this right now, and you feel unwanted, ignored, or broken, remember this. Your pain does not decide your future. One day, the same people who ignored you will look at you and realize they were wrong. And when that day comes, you won't need revenge. Your success will speak for you. They broke my confidence, but they could never break my spirit. I turned pain into power, silence into strength, and rejection into success. And maybe that was the revenge they never expected. This is Hidden Whisper, where untold pain becomes unforgettable stories.